Hey guys, and welcome to the video. As you can see from this video, we're going to be spending the next couple days in Naples. We have a lot of things planned, especially eating a lot since Naples is the birthplace of pizza. We also want to hit up Pompeii while we're there, and then of course do other sightseeing in Naples as well. Currently we're still in Rome, and we need to get to the train station because we have tickets already going from Rome and Termini down to Naples. Since we have a bunch of bags, we're thinking it's best to take a taxi, so come along with us as we go to Rome and Termini. Welcome to Naples. We are finally here in Naples and we just left our bags at our hotel. The room isn't ready yet because it's still only 11:45 a.m. But yeah, that's kind of what we ended up planning anyways. Like we mentioned earlier, we took the Trenitalia Frecciarossa train from Rome down to Naples, and it's just buy your tickets online. We did that in advance and it was easy to just pull up the ticket on your phone, and then with the QR code on there, you can use that to scan and then the gates will open and you can go in. So it's super easy. We were wondering why there were a bunch of people just like standing around the train platforms, and it turns out they ended up being like us, where a bunch of the trains ended up being late, so you're just standing around waiting for the train to come. On the ticket, it will say not only what seat you're in, but also what coach you're in, and that pretty much means which train you're gonna go on to. So you have to see on the outside of the train doors which coach or which car actually you're gonna go into, and ours was coach number 2, which means we're at the very end, so we kind of had to run down to make sure that we were able to get on before the doors would close. And because it is assigned seating, you got to make sure that you're in your assigned seat and just double confirm that your ticket is for the coach that you think that you're supposed to be in, because there's a family that thought that the seats were double booked, but it turns out they were in the wrong coach. It might have been a glitch because they were using tickets on like their iPhone wallet rather than we had the actual ticket that was given to us through the email. So that's one thing to know.
Just double check your tickets before you get on.
Exactly. Your Trenitalia ticket also actually comes with a little bit of food, especially if you're in the business coach like we were. And it was honestly pretty good overall. They gave water and then another drink. So Abby got orange juice, I got a shot of espresso, and then they gave like a cookie and little sandwiches. So we ate those. It was good enough for now. And then from the Naples train station to come into the city, there's multiple ways to get here. The cheapest option is probably going to be to take the metro, but because we had so many bags and with Abby being pregnant, we decided to just take a taxi, and you never really know, I guess, what the price is going to be. This guy didn't have a meter, so we ended up paying more than we thought on the taxi, but it's fine. He still accepted cards, so which is fine because we didn't have cash. And I'm just happy that we're here and we're safe and everything's fine. So easiest option, if anything, is when you go around here, if you want to take an Uber, then use Uber because at least you know what the price is. But then, yeah, you could also use their metro system as well. But yeah, since we're here now, it's getting close to lunch. It's just almost noon. We do have a lot of places that we want to eat here, especially because Naples is the birthplace of pizza. So, of course, what else are we going to eat than pizza? So come along with us. We're going to go get some pizza for lunch. We finished up having lunch, and honestly, I think best meal so far on this trip. It was super good. I mean, I really like pizza, so it's known to be like the pizzeria of all pizzerias. And it's really simple. They only have 4 things on their menu, pretty much 3 because they didn't have the half and half pizza. But we got 2 pizzas, and it was honestly kind of easy to finish both, despite them looking really big. And there's a line to sit inside, so you get a ticket, or there's a line to do like takeaway, and it was actually pretty quick.
Less than 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Quoted 10 minutes, but it was less than 10 minutes.
We say do that, plus you get to sit down and take your time, because if you do takeaway, I didn't really see anywhere that you could sit down and eat, and then you'd have this like really big, low-key soggy pizza that you have to deal with. So it was really, really good. I could go there again, but there's other places that we have on our list. We're currently now at Via Toledo. We made our way back. We took the subway again. And one thing to know about that is that they don't do tap to pay like the subway system in Rome or like other subway systems. So you actually have to buy a ticket, but it's not bad. It's like super easy to buy, and then it was only like 180 euros for 90 minutes. So since we were within that time, our round trip was only 180 euros, which was super cheap.
Per person.
Per person, yeah, per person. Now we're just looking around the rest of Naples, probably gonna go up and down via Toledo, trying to find some gelato, maybe do some sightseeing. So we'll bring you guys along with us. So good. How's it? It's really good, yeah.
Nutella's good.
The Nutella is good. People say that Nutella in Europe, especially in Italy, is different. I mean, it hits. And then the actual donut itself, so soft. Honestly, I say definitely come here. Chalet Ciro, here on Via Toledo. So we just got here to our hotel in Naples, and we're actually staying on Via Toledo at Caruso place. It's considered a boutique and wellness hotel, I guess. The room that we got is actually really nice. We thought that it was just gonna be like a smaller boutique hotel, you know, something with a good price for the 2 nights that we're gonna be here. But I think it was actually maybe recently remodeled. After we checked in and gave all of our information, one of the workers actually escorted us to our room. So we had to go down the stairs, across the courtyard, through this pretty small elevator. We're here on the 4th floor, and we're actually in room 402. And when we walked into the room, we were very, very impressed on how nice it is overall. The bed seems like it will be comfortable. The amenities in the bathroom smell really good. Everything is very clean. And one actually interesting point is I wanted to see what view we had from here, but actually let me take you outside because we actually have like this little porch area. So our room has this, and when you go outside, it's this little courtyard. I'm honestly not sure what else this courtyard is for because it seems like there's only one other room that connects to this courtyard. It's room 401. And when you go around the corner, it's actually just the elevator that brought us up here. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of chairs. It looks like you can sunbathe even with like these chairs. And then there's tables with chairs. So yeah, not sure what this courtyard is for, but it's a nice option to have somewhere to kind of like walk outside. But as I mentioned earlier, today we pretty much had nothing huge planned. We knew that we just wanted to walk around Naples and kind of see what they had to offer. And then of course, eat some really good food. Since the last time that I talked to you guys, we just pretty much walked up and down Via Toledo, did a little bit of shopping, got some souvenirs. Oh, we also visited the like shrine or the mural to Maradona, which is a soccer player. He was the one who put Naples' name on the international stage because of his like amazing soccer skills. So people here really love him. You'll see pictures of him like all over the place. And a lot of people still come here and go check out the mural, especially soccer fans. So that was really cool to see. One thing to note is that if you're coming from Via Toledo and you're gonna go up to the murals, it's a slight uphill. So be ready for that, but it's nothing too crazy. For tonight, we plan on continuing to take it easy. We don't have any reservations for any dinner spots or anything like that. I think we're just planning on getting more pizza and more gelato. So come along with us and let's see what other pizza we have to eat today. morning and welcome to day 2 here in Naples. We are actually on our way right now to Pompeii. We're really excited, and to get there we are taking the train. So from our hotel we're taking the metro over back to Garibaldi, and then from Garibaldi we need to switch trains and head our way to Pompeii. So yeah, it's pretty early in the morning. It's just 8 a.m. right now. Our tickets are at 9, that's when it opens. And I believe that you can pretty much enter between 9 to 1. So we're just making our way over. It should take overall about an hour to get there. So we'll see you guys when we get there. When we were at the Garibaldi station, we bought Trenitalia tickets, and I think there's actually technically 2 ways that you can get here. Maybe there's more, but there's the Trenitalia and then there's the Circumvesuviana. And the Circumvesuviana is more local, and I think that pretty much is a direct train from Garibaldi to the Pompeii Scavi station. We ended up buying Trenitalia tickets kind of unknowingly that there's another way of doing it, but it's actually not too bad. One thing that you'll note is that when you're buying your tickets, it's going to say that it's a train, and then you have to take like a bus or a shuttle. And I will say that it was a little confusing once we got to the Pompeii station, but if you're going to do the Trenitalia, just make sure that you're buying it for Pompeii Scavi. And there's going to be a bunch of different options on the like kiosk when you try and purchase tickets to go to Pompeii. Make sure it's Pompeii Scavi, and then what you do is once you get off at the Pompeii train station, just wait right directly outside the train station, and there will be these like shuttle buses that take you over that are specifically with Trenitalia. You don't have to pay anymore. It's included in your ticket that you bought for the Trenitalia. Right when you get out though, one thing to know is that there's going to be these workers who are like shuttling you to the left, and it makes it seem like, you know, they're with Trenitalia and that you follow them to get to your destination. But honestly, it's just a tour company trying to upsell you and make you sign up for their tour. So don't do that. Just wait directly outside of the train station, and eventually one of the buses will come around. I'll put a video here of what it looks like so you kind of know what to look for, but it specifically has Trenitalia on the side, and I think it's called like the Pompeii Link or something like that. Well, we are now here at the front of the Pompeii archaeological site. We already bought our tickets online in advance, so make sure that you do that. There's usually a really long line here, I think, if you don't get tickets and you need to buy tickets on site, but luckily it doesn't look like it's too busy right now. So we're gonna go inside, we're gonna start looking around Pompeii, and we'll check in with you guys in a bit. There's an app that you can download, and it actually has like a guide on how to get around and stuff like that, and I think also audio guides. So I have it downloaded here on my phone, and you can see that there's different areas that you can explore the site. So we're gonna start here with the Pompeii site. One crazy thought that I had is that we are on a higher level, right? So this is the hill line, and then the rest of the city that's been excavated is literally in line with that, meaning at some point they had to unearth all of this, and this was all underground, all because that volcano erupted. So hill line, everything that's been excavated, which almost makes me wonder, is the ground that I'm standing on right now still covering anything? Possibly. So that's kind of crazy. it is pretty cool to see that they are still uncovering a bunch of things. So there's like active sites right now where archaeologists are still excavating a bunch of different sites. So this place is still constantly changing. So even if we came here in like 10 more years or something like that, there might be new exhibits and new things that they've discovered. But even now, the city is huge. I think way bigger than I expected it to be. And yeah, like I said, it's crazy that all of this has been underground and had to be unearthed at some point. Behind us here, there are a bunch of casts of bodies, and it is kind of creepy to see and insane that they're able to preserve them so well. And I think one thing that people kind of mistake is that these aren't actual bodies. They're not like petrified like in Harry Potter or anything like that. These are just casts of bodies, because if you can imagine, there were, you know, dead bodies and then a bunch of ash, and I think like pumice stone came down and then pretty much hardened around these bodies, and then once the bodies decomposed, it created these gaps. And some years ago, some guy was able to perfect the technique where, you know, you're able to put tubes down to where these gaps were, fill it with like stone or cement or whatever material that is, and then it'll essentially create a cast of the body that was once there like 2,000 years ago. So it is pretty crazy. They have some on display here. We've seen a couple others scattered around, but yeah, it's one of the most popular things to see here at Pompeii. So make sure to look at the map and find where there's a symbol for casts, and then you can go around to these different sites and be able to see them. So we're back now here at our hotel back in Naples, and honestly Pompeii was pretty cool. We ended up staying a pretty long time, I would say maybe around like 6 hours total. We got there at 10 and then left there at around 4. There's honestly a lot to see, and Pompeii is way bigger than I thought it was, and so if anything, if you want to kind of do an expedited visit, you can just hit up the major spots around the area. And I would say those things include like, of course, the Forum and the amphitheater, which was unfortunately closed, and then some of the big houses, and especially the areas where there's the casts. So if you get one of their maps, you'll be able to see a blue dotted line that kind of shows where the main path is to kind of see the big highlights. If you're coming in the summer, like we mentioned, it's important to probably bring like an umbrella or maybe a fan, because there isn't really a lot of shade coverage and not a lot of coverage at all, but there is like little areas here and there. And as you guys probably saw, we were able to eat there because there is like a cafeteria that's pretty much like smack dab in the middle of the park. You just got to go up some stairs, and then there's actually an outside area where I think it's like a quick grab and go sandwich type of situation, and then more of like cafeteria style inside where you go through the line and then ask to get what you want and then you pay. Prices weren't bad overall, and we were luckily able to find a seat outside, but there were a lot of people who were just like on the sidelines trying to eat because there weren't enough seats for everybody. And then on our way back, we actually didn't take Trenitalia like how we did going there. We actually ended up taking the Circumvesuviana, which is the more local train in this area. This was mainly because when I looked up at Google Maps and Apple Maps to try and see what's the best way to get home, that was actually the fastest way, because if we had to wait for the shuttle to pick us up to bring us to Pompeii Scavi and then wait for Trenitalia, which was another 25 minutes, that just added up, and then it ended up being a really long wait, and then it would take a really long time for us to get back. But for the Circumvesuviana, it's way quicker if you exit Pompeii at this exit, and then immediately to your right, you just walk a couple steps, and then there's a ticket office. You buy a ticket from one of the workers, and you're pretty much telling them that you're going to Naples, and then the train from Naples will leave from platform 2, which is on the other side of where you got your ticket from, so you got to go downstairs, across, and back. The train itself, overall, I would say is like relatively safe and on time. Of course, you just got to be smart with your things. For us, there was a lot of tourists also coming from Pompeii, so you know that was okay. And then I would say that this was more so almost like a bus on tracks, because there was no air conditioning, the windows were just open, so you got the wind when the train was moving and you didn't when it wasn't moving. Once we got back to Garibaldi station, we switched over to line 1, and then we made our way back here. And so yeah, we're back at the hotel. We need to go get some dinner because it's starting to get pretty late. So yeah, come with us to go get some dinner somewhere here in Naples. Is it good?
Really good.
That's very good.
There's peas in it, so there's vegetables.
There's straight up a noodle in there, and there's peas, so it's like we're having vegetables. So it's like we're healthy. So we got what's called a portafolio, which pretty much translates to like a wallet pizza, and this is a full pizza that was pretty much folded into quarters. Like you can see how big this is. So I think I'm gonna be pretty full after this. We got one salami and then one with sausage and broccoli. Okay, so this technically ends our portion of our time here in Naples. Next after this, we're actually heading to Capri and then Positano, and then we'll be back here in Naples for one more night before we head to the airport and head back home. So if anything, I will see you guys in 3 days. Okay, so the last time I checked in with you guys, it was about 3 days ago because we then left Naples, we went to Capri, and then we went to Positano. Now we're back in Naples literally just for 12 hours because we just got back by ferry from Positano, and then tomorrow morning we have a flight back to San Francisco out of the Naples airport through Newark. Because we just had one night, we decided to stay closer to the airport, and so we're staying at Palazzo Caracciolo, Napoli. And this is through Hilton actually, and so I ended up using points, but I just wanted to show this hotel in this video in case it's another option for you to stay if you do want to be closer to the train station and the airport. What's nice is because I'm a Diamond member, if you see my other videos, you've seen that like when we travel to other countries and as a Diamond member, they end up upgrading our rooms, and this is a perk of being a Diamond member. So let me show you the junior suite that they ended up giving us. Immediately to the left when you walk in is the main bathroom. It's the only bathroom actually. And they have his and her sinks, and then they have a toilet, and they have a bidet, and then they have a shower. And then when you turn around, this is the front door. And then this actually is the dresser, the dressing area. This goes into the main living room, which you can see here. It's pretty big, it's like massive. There's like actually a living room area with a desk, and then you have like a dining room table here, and then mirror and like a table. And then you can see that we have this really large window that goes all the way to the ceiling. And the reason that it's this tall, and you're probably wondering where the bed is because this is a loft and we have an upstairs. So let me bring you guys upstairs. So yeah, when you get upstairs, there is also this like little, I don't know, maybe like a vanity desk area. And then we got the main bedroom. It's cool. They got a little TV, bed right here, and everything that you pretty much need. It's cool that they gave like robes. And then, yeah, you still get a view of outside. Look at this. This is so cool. Oh, and then let me show you this little area here. It's pretty much the fridge and coffee and stuff. So in here we got coffee, water. Water comes with the room, 2 bottles of water. And the coffee is free and the tea is free. And then there is a mini bar menu here and the rest of the mini bar items down below. So yeah, honestly, this is pretty sick. I think this is called a frittatina. It's literally pretty much pasta, deep fried, and Abby loves it. We got one on the street via Toledo a few days ago, and she's been thinking about it ever since. So we saw it on the menu here as an appetizer, so we're getting it again. Oh my god. This one almost tastes like a chicken bake from Costco. It's so good. We got our food. We said we just wanted something pretty simple like a margarita pizza, but then at least get a little bit of extra things, so we got the one with salami. And then we got the pizza fritta, which is like the fried pizza, but this looks way bigger than the one that we had before. So we kind of weren't expecting it to be this big. Hand comparison, you could do 2 hands.
I'm curious.
Like, hello? This kind of reminds me of like an empanada filling almost. It's not red sauce. And then there's like peas and ground meat in it. And then I believe like eggplant. Look at this cross section. You can see tomato inside. Oh shoot, it's falling out. But more stuff in here. Maybe this bite will taste different. We're trying the pizza now.
Galing.
Back now from dinner, and honestly, overall, it was pretty good. We were surprised with how good it was, since it was just something that we ended up finding on a whim pretty much. Online, it does have a lot of reviews, and pretty good reviews actually on TripAdvisor, so that's how we ended up finding it. But I will say it is like more outside of the traditional tourist area in Naples. It's not on Via Toledo or anywhere like that. Like I said, this hotel in itself is a little bit further out from all of that. And I will say that path that Google Maps took us to go from here to the restaurant definitely did not feel as touristy and mainstream as other areas that we've been in. The alleyways, you know, had like all the graffiti and things like that. It was definitely more local. It was definitely a different vibe than like when we were in Naples along Via Toledo a few days ago. This place does take reservations, and so we were kind of worried that it would be super busy, and luckily we were able to just walk in. But then as we were there eating, there were a whole bunch of people that came in, and the whole dining area was pretty much full by the time that we left. But overall, we would recommend this place if you are in this area. The last thing I do want to show in this video is going to be the breakfast that's provided with this hotel stay. Breakfast starts at around 7 a.m. Our flight is actually around like 9:30 tomorrow morning, so that's around the time that we need to head out to the airport. So that ends the video for right now. I will see you guys in the morning. This is the largest breakfast buffet that we've been to this whole trip. And of course it's fitting it's on our last one. Looks like we got breads and other sweets. We got scrambled eggs, bacon, beans, worstel and chicken, bunch of cold cuts. They have tea and coffee, and then looks like probably like for yogurt or something, like toppings. And then over here we got like pre-packaged goodies here, and then you got a toaster for bread. There's the baba. Here's all the yogurts and water, and then fruit. Oh wow, they have like full kiwis and apricots and pre-cut fruit. Looks like these are like canned fruits, cheeses, egg, arugula, mozzarella. You can make your own caprese salad. And then lastly in the middle we got juices. This is pretty dang comprehensive. I got a mixed plate of just like bacon, eggs, pancake, and then a bit of cold cuts. I made a caprese salad, got kiwi and pear juice. You got a simple plate too. It is our last breakfast here, and we're sad. So this pretty much ends my Naples video. Let me know down below if you guys have any questions at all about visiting Naples. Whether you're coming here on train, if you're flying into here, or if you're on a cruise ship, let me know, and hopefully there's something from this video that you guys can pick up for your trip to Naples. Stay tuned to the channel because upcoming we're actually heading to Capri and then Positano. If you haven't seen my Rome video, go check that out. But yeah, that pretty much ends it for this video, like I said. So please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next video.
Bye.